Hey guys, just got done with an imaging session on the NGC 6888 Crescent Nebula, and I thought I'd show you how I go, what I do in terms of looking at the frames and then debayering them. So and I'm in PixInsight, so I thought I'd show you. So basically, I just open it up. And astrophotography tools, the imaging capturing software I use, automatically organizes your filing and directory structure, makes it nice. So basically, from your main drive, it just creates this folder called APT or astrophotography tool. You just keep following the path here, and then right here is the date of the imaging session. And here's the Crescent Nebula and all the data. So I just basically kind of spot check these, go through and PixInsight, and look at these, just give them a stretch so I can see what's going on. And right there you can see the Crescent Nebula. Beautiful star field. Polar alignment was good. I had to recalibrate that. And then after I did that, the stars were looking really nice, as you can see here. But there's the Crescent Nebula right there. But basically, I go through and I look at these files and check for discrepancies like satellite or aircraft, artifacts that are in there, and if they are in there, then I pretty much get rid of the sub. But look at this. Look at the star field. Now there's a little right at the edge here. There's a little bit of star trailing, but that typically happens at the edge of a sub or an image. I do have a fill flattener on within my imaging train, but I mean in the main body of the image itself, the star fields look great in terms of the roundness of the stars. So anyway, I basically go through that. And then once that's done, I debayer. And let me show you the process of debayering and PixInsight. And without going into hardcore the technical aspects of what debayering is, you're basically just taking these files, these FITT files, these scientific files, rather large files, and straight out of the Zoe dedicated one-shot color camera, they're grayscale, and then within PixInsight you can debayer them, and basically what that does in a nutshell is convert them from a grayscale to an RGB scale based on the pattern you set up in your camera. So let me show you what I did here. You go process, all processes, and then you look for debayering, and this is a really critical step because you really can't move forward in pre-processing until these files are converted to RGB. So my Bayer or mosaic pattern in my camera is red, green, green, blue, or RGGB, and then here I just leave it to VNG. That's this setting here, I leave it to VNG. This is interactive sigma clipping, the noise evaluation, and then I just add my files in. The subs that I got, I add those in. So I just Control A these. I want that one. Let's see. And I was fortunate enough to get over 50 good quality subs. It was a really rare night. So these are the grayscale FITT files. As you can see, it says FITT. That came straight out of the camera. And then you just load these in to these are your target images that you want to debayer. And then what I do here is I create a folder that these should go into called DB, and that just basically stands for debayering. and then you select that, and as you can see here, here's your path. Okay. Everything's going to go into this DB or debayered directory or folder. And then after that, you just run your process. You do an apply global, which means you're applying this process to all the subs, all the FITT files, all the grayscale files that came out of the camera. So do that. Tells you what's going on here in this process. In this process dialog box, tells you that it's basically debayering 54 subs or 54 target files. This doesn't take too long. This is part of the pre-processing step you do before you even get to post-processing. And post-processing is basically techniques that you apply to a stacked image that you do in whatever post-processing software that you use. In my case, I'm doing it in PixInsight. So anyway, this is the debayering step. And it's probably going to take a little while because I guess it's 54 subs, which I'm very grateful for, by the way. So it's having to debayer 54 FITT files, grayscale FITT files. And again, this process is critical because if you don't debayer your files, you can't move forward with pre-processing. And without pre-processing, of course, you can't do post-processing techniques. Which the post-processing part is really something that is the artistic part of astrophotography. It's where you learn to create a mask, and it's where you learn to really bring out the data, the details in the stacked image. And remember, the stacked image comes from pre-processing, and debayering is that first step. Actually, the first step is looking at all your subs to make sure there's no satellite trails or aircraft trails or any of those other kind of artifacts. And then you move forward with pre-processing, which again, first step is debayering your FITT files. If you're using a dedicated astronomy camera, like a CMOS or a CCD camera, in those kinds of cameras you get but scientific files called FITT files. If you're using a DSLR, you get RAW files, and those are called CR2 files. And you still go through a pre-processing step, but it's dealt with. The PixInsight deals with it a little differently because of the format of the file is slightly different. Looks like we're almost done here. And you can see what's going on in this processing box. We have a noise evaluation done. And once you start seeing those processes communicated is done. You're about done with debayering. And so at this point, you can close the debayering box, and you can let's take a look at those debayered files. Now keep in mind that my mosaic pattern was red, green, green, blue, so you're going to see that it's been converted to RGB, but that it's going to have this kind of green background because of that pattern. That's dealt with later after you're done with pre-processing. But for now, I'm just focusing on debayering, so I'm not going to get into that. So let's take a look at this file here. This is a debayered file. And this is one that's been converted that has color in it. So let's check it out. Oh, sorry about that. And let's put a stretch on there. Oh, by the way, if you want to learn how I have these little shortcut icons up here for, when I need to do stretching and stuff. But if you want to go into processes, you just go process all processes, and then you do screen transfer function, and that's the same as the icon up here. It does the same thing. It has this little nuclear sign here on it, but you give it a stretch so you can see what's going on in a debayered file. You just click this little symbol here, and if you just scroll your mouse over these different tools within screen transfer function, it tells you what it does. So right here it tells you it's going to give it a good stretch. So here we go. Let's look at this image here, and there we go. You can see that. And minimize that. You can just kind of tuck that out of the way. But as you can see right in here, you have, and this is just one sub. I mean, wow, look at that. That was the quality of the sky conditions last night too. Polar alignment was good. Everything was working great. I feel like it was one of those rare nights where it all kind of came together. But look at this. This is just one sub. Oh man, I can hardly wait to see the stacked image. But anyway, I might do a series on the pre-processing part of, processing data, the pre-processing part of data that you collect. But there you go. There's the RGB debayered sub file. There's 54 of these, and I was pretty happy with this star field, by the way. But there you go. There's the Crescent Nebula. Okay, so sorry, I'm tired. I've been up all night. That will wrap up this segment of pre-processing in PixInsight. And I hope everyone goes out and gets clear skies when they do their imaging. So thanks again for watching, everyone. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Take care, and again, clear skies.